And boom, hey up troops, A Littleton here again with another video. It's time to look at border and the setup for 2025. All the head holes, reinforcements and rotates, feet holes and everything else you need to know about how to defend border successfully. Now, a couple of things. Border is attacker sided, so it's a tricky map to defend. But if you can learn how to defend vertically and from above, obviously that's what vertically means, it's going to be a lot easier. Second thing, a lot of these setups, you don't need to do everything on your own to set the site up. So if you want to defend a certain area of a map, you'll watch this setup and go, okay, I actually want to defend office. How do I set up office? You can just use that section. Don't feel, I know a lot of people that watch these videos are obviously interested in learning about Siege and want to try and defend things properly, as they say. There's no right or wrong way, but there are definitely ways that'll help you out. But don't feel that it's all on you to set the entire site up and you've got to memorize all of this. Ideally, each defender would look after a certain area of the map and would set that bit up themselves. So don't get me wrong, it'll help your team if you put certain reinforcements and rotates in. But also, if it's just you on your own, don't think I need to learn all of this setup and do all of this setup on your own. Because by the time you're going to be a minute and a half into the round, 3 of your teammates are dead and you're still reinforcing somewhere. So just use sections of it if you need to. If you play with a stack, give your stack different sections. So even if you're in a 2-stack or 3-stack, you can give different people different sections to look after. But it's something I thought about because when I'm doing these setups, obviously I do everything myself here, but even when I play, I don't do all that on my own. There just isn't time. You've got to divide it amongst your teammates. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's just get stuck into it. Right then, border top floor, armory, archives. We're going to reinforce the 2 main armory walls. You can, if you want to, reinforce just this left-hand side. Leave this right-hand side soft, play a deployable shield, and be aggressive out onto the walkway. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes. If you let the attackers get to this area here, open this wall, it can be a bit of a minefield to play around there. So you can be a little bit more aggressive. It depends how confident you are. I would probably play a DMR if I was doing it, and I would hold tight angles. The problem is you've got to be careful. It's not only have you got to watch sort of angles like this and this and this, you've got all the rappel angles that people can be on as well. So it can work, but just go a little bit careful. I always make a... we're going to start this way and work our way across, by the way. I make a hole here to watch anyone jumping in vents window towards the start of the round. You used to get naded from underneath here all the time. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore, but you can watch that there. Sometimes get a free kill. We've got feet holes all the way along this wall. Please don't reinforce this wall. You see this all the time. Please don't reinforce this wall. All that will happen is the attackers... You'll open this breach this side and pretend that breach is open, so you're just holding this angle here. Stopping anyone coming from behind the lockers here or close here on this rubber mat. And if this is reinforced, all the attackers do is plant right on the door here. You can't get an angle through here. You have to come like all the way around to see the angle, and by the time you're here, you're dead to the breach. It's a real nightmare to stop once they get the breach open, so please don't reinforce that. Make feet holes, and then you can hold anyone walking through the door even as far back as here, or of course from here as well. So please don't reinforce that. It'll cost you so many rounds. Sorry, I've got hay fever really bad at the moment. The pollen count is incredibly high where I am. Bear with me a second. Oh, I should edit that out, but I'm not going to. Right, you've then got head holes here on the wall that goes between lockers or Africa over to archives here. And obviously, so the east plant and the east rush is so much more common these days. But yeah, keep the holes at the top of here for throwing C4s over the top. You can go straight above the top if you want to there. But as you can see, the arc will hit the ceiling. It won't with a C4, but with a smoke, you'll hit the ceiling. Whereas if you can get it over the top there, obviously you won't. If you throw a C4 over the top, it's sort of... The arc isn't as far. You can throw smokes way further than you can C4. So if you throw a C4 over there, it will land at the door roughly. By the way, when I was making the head holes, this is a mistake. Like this sort of the line that comes down here, you don't really want to be doing that. You don't want to give them an angle to be able to see through. Rotate here. Why do we have this rotate here? It's just so if you get caught in armory, say they plant armory and someone's holding you behind the bomb here, the only place you can come through is through that door. Having that rotate here gives you another angle to attack from, or well, to retake from because you're on defense. But as opposed to just coming through here and having to take the fight from an angle here, an angle prone here, an angle behind the bomb, behind the locker there, behind the locker there, behind the locker here, Africa, behind on the window here, could be anywhere. It gives you another opportunity to come through here crouched and then try and narrow the angles down as you go. Like this side, then that side, and work your way across. But it's a much easier approach coming crouched through here, using this as cover and then popping up, than it is just walking through this door. We've reinforced the back right wall and the rear wall of archives. I think we've shot the radio. We have shot the radio indeed. I leave this wall soft. I leave this wall soft sometimes, so I'll make the odd hole here occasionally. You can see all the way out to balcony from here. But it means you can attack and aggress onto this side or watch fountain as they walk in. most people, especially most attackers, are going to be walking in here. They're going to be walking around the door to get that angle behind the bomb. So you can use this to aggress onto the double door. Obviously, it's soft, so don't take cover behind here whilst you're peeking this. Like, peek it and move if you have to. Then we go over to the rest of office. We've reinforced the single wall. We've reinforced the triple wall. This is a great spot here to play mute. You can mute off that double door. You can play here, and you can watch anyone coming in through our office window as well. And finally, in office, we've opened the hatch and we've made one shotgun hole to see if anyone jumps through this window early doors. This is a very common thing for people to do. They think Tellers is going to be safe for some reason. Holding it from above here is a great way of getting a free pick at the start of the round. Also, it means if you're getting pushed heavily from the double door, you can try and back down the hatch if you need to try and get away. We've not made a rotate yet in Fountain, but I will do now. This is my favourite place to play on the map when you're defending top floor, is right here. So this area here is called Brazil. I just need to make some feet holes here quickly as well. So what I really like doing, and what a lot of people like doing as well, is playing this area here with the rotate into Fountain. And this is where it gets aggressive early on, especially if they're doing a security and armory push. If they're coming from the east side, then not so much. But from here, you can watch the CC window, CC door. You can even use these feet holes that we've just made to watch if anyone walks past there. They won't see you, but you will see them. You can also hold the break room door from here. You can jump onto here and hold the break room door from here if you want to. And obviously from here, you can also hold the break balcony. But the beauty of it is, it enables you to come through here. We've reinforced the 290 walls. But it enables you to come through this rotate. Aggress onto top east if you want to. I'll make a head hole here normally as well. Aggress onto top east if you want to from here. Or fight onto the break door and then come back through. There's just so much maneuverability. It's big. It's a big duck, dip, dive, dodge, dodgeball theory here. And then, of course, if they do push through the double door and you don't get them coming through the double door there, you can come through this rotate, and then hold into here as well. So a really solid place. Just be careful of this rotate. Your team needs to know it's here. If they don't know it's here, then I wouldn't make it. As long as you're sort of in a 2 or 3 stack, maybe, then I would. Obviously, if you're in a 5, definitely. But and you want your gunner here. I'm not a gunner, but I just like playing it because it's a good challenge. But you want someone who's a decent... Someone probably playing Legion. So you can goo the window there. You can goo the door over there. You can goo the break balcony window over there. Break balcony door over there. But you've got goo mines everywhere, so as soon as you hear them go off, you get that audio alert. So all that Malusian work there as well. They've both got shotguns too. Just be super careful when you're opening this rotate. I always go prone when I do it just to be safe. Just go prone. If you do it while you're standing up, you'll be shooting down through the wall, and you may open this hatch. And if you do open this hatch, it's not the end of the world, but playing around here all of a sudden gets trickier because you've got to watch below as well. There's a door to office here. Just below, that's the door to small office. So not only have you got to watch below there as well, but whilst you're moving around trying to be in the sort of flow state, you've got to be careful you don't drop the hatch accidentally. And that is the top floor. A couple of bits of information about vertical C4s. Over here on the main plant, default plant area on the door, this is soft. You can see this below. We'll go and look at that. And then also, you can get a great little angle onto this window through this carpet. Downstairs in workshop. Let's go and have a quick look at those. Let's just open this hatch so we don't have to walk down. So they're the holes we just made there. You can either stand on this wooden desk here and crouch, and you can see the window, or you can just stand up and throw C4 smokes through here if they're starting to push through that way. That's really useful. And over here on the default plant is right here. That's the door into armory. Can work well in the late round with a shotgun to just hold that from below, but of course if this door's open, the last thing you want to be doing is standing here towards the late round. If you're in a 1v1, maybe. If you're in a 2v1, obviously fine. But if you're in like if 2v3 or anything like that, you don't want to be down here waiting while this door's open. You're an absolute walking, a static target. The other bit of vert is just behind the bomb here, but that's over in bathroom. People tend to forget that. People tend to forget there's a wall here. So if let's just make a rotate so we don't have to go around. So that's where the default plant would be behind the bomb if you were planting in archives. It's over in bathroom. A lot of people forget and like try and sort of C4 here. That's a prox mine, ignore that. Try and C4 here. The bomb is there. Obviously you can see the bomb, so you shouldn't really get it wrong. But yeah, just through here, the other side in bathroom is where that is. And of course you've got the office jump in as well. The window for office is here. You can watch that from below with a shotgun as well. You could use this hatch to drop late on if you wanted to, if you get the pressure, and then hold that window from below. But that's top floor border. Really, really hard side to defend in my opinion, because both pushes are valid. So the east push is good and the west push is good, and it can be tricky to hold on to. In my opinion, it's an attacker-sided map, but if you set up like that, you'll give yourself the best chance of winning. So we're on to bathroom and tellers now, and what you need to know about this site is a lot of defending this site actually goes on away from the site.
You don't really spend a lot of time in bathroom or towers, if I'm brutally honest with you. You sort of defend a sort of onion strat where you have the layers outside of the site. I think this is one of the easiest sites to attack, although if you defend it away from site, it can be a bit easier. So starting in bathroom, we've got to rotate here. We've got to rotate here between the two sites. We've got to rotate into workshop. The reason you have this one here is if you get caught this side of the stall, you can't get round to challenge the window without being peeked from here. What will happen throughout the round is someone will open this window and they'll fire a load of shots through in this direction. It'll open an angle like this. And if you're here, you can't get around there without being able to go through there and challenging from there, which is a way better angle of doing it than challenging really wide like this. It just gives you a bit more movement through the site without having to expose yourself to that window. Also, if they drop the hatch and start planting there, which is a really common thing, if you're on the workshop rotate, you can see them planting when they drop the hatch there. Also, if that happens to you, you've got the drone hole, which people always forget about. If someone drops the hatch and starts planting, you should be able to see their ankles through this drone hole here. Can you move that back? Yeah, you can move the bag. Do that at the start of the round if I were you. You'll be able to see their ankles as they're planting there. Going into workshop. Rotate here. You could reinforce these two walls if you want to. I wouldn't be against that at all. But rotate there, and then the head holes here to see the side window. Really important. Head holes there to see the window jump-ins of towers. Really important. And head holes here to be able to see into... Move that screen, sorry. Head holes here to be able to see into lobby. Again, really important. But you can play way back here in workshop. We haven't done the hatch yet. You could do the hatch. So it depends who's playing upstairs, but we'll come to that shortly. From here now, I like to play castle here and castle off the doors and windows, especially this door here in the corridor leading into this area in a workshop. Being able to hold one window, two windows, the hatch drop. If you could even open that up actually, higher up, and then open this. And then all of a sudden from here now, you can see if anyone drops the hatch as well, which is great info. Also, maybe I wouldn't, I'm just thinking about the hatch drop that happens a lot. You could also just do that. And then from here, watch the hatch drop and then stop the plant from here, which would be incredibly useful actually. I never thought about that before. People tend to just sort of reinforce this, me included. Sorry, just had to blow my nose again there. This hay fever is wild. So, looking at the back end of workshop, server, we've reinforced all four of these walls at the back. You definitely want something on this wall, like a prox mine or something like that. The hatch above here is not overly important, but again, you've got to sort of choose between reinforcing these two walls at the back or that hatch and this hatch. So that's pretty much it. You spend most of your time defending around workshop. You're definitely going to need one person looking this direction and one person looking this way. Ideally, the guy looking this way has got an ACOG. We then go over to tellers, and we've got feet holes here. The reason we've got feet holes here is for the default plot. This is the head holes that we saw before from over there. You can also see the site window from here if you need to. Feet holes here to stop anyone planting in the default spots over there if they were to jump through the tellers window. So late round, if you're coming back to site and they're planting down in those corners there, you're going to be able to see them planting behind the bottom of those feet holes. As you can probably tell, a lot of this setup is designed for not being on site and coming back to site later, which is what tends to happen with this site. You definitely want one or two people on site, but a lot of this is going to be playing retake. We then go upstairs to office armory, office archives area. And here in office, we've reinforced the hatch. There's an argument to say if you're playing up here and really like putting your lives into staying up here, that you could leave that soft and then drop if you need to late on, and then play the hatch as we showed down in workshop. I reinforce this wall and just use this wall as a bit of a cover onto the double wall. I would love to reinforce the triple wall, but we just don't have enough reinforcements in this, unfortunately, because you've got to reinforce those four walls all the way down in server room at the far side. So I've also done this one because this angle is super common. Once people have got armory, they tend to come through here and just start spraying over this direction, and that is exactly where the half wall is that I would be hiding behind, or taking cover behind. I don't hide, I'm not a coward, come on. But yeah, you get people just spraying through here a lot. I don't reinforce this one because I don't really spend much time like sort of playing here. And if you're being really cheeky, you can crouch here, get a little punch hole, and just watch into armory that way as well, which is a little bit cheeky. It does look a bit obvious, although border is one of the best maps for punch holes because the walls are already brown, and that sort of area that goes brown on the outside. Let me try and find out. They're all going to be the same texture walls, aren't they? But yeah, it looks less obvious on border because the walls are already that sort of sandy brown colour. I mean, it's obvious now we're looking at it, but you know, if you were down in archives, in armory, and you'd just come through here and you're walking down this way, do you think you'd notice that straight away? Maybe you would because we're talking about it, but I don't think you would. You don't really need to do anything with server over here and break room here. You can have like one roamer here, early doors to destroy a drone or two, but this side of the map, sort of draw a line down the hallway here, and everything this side of the map is what you want to be defending. You can make a little bit of vert for anyone pushing down late on if you want to. Hang on a minute. That's the hallway down into waiting, so you can see down there. There's no vert for towers at all. You can't see into towers from above, but you can see if anyone comes through that double door from waiting, and obviously vice versa if anyone comes through the bathroom rotate late on. Although you'd have to be further back for that. Excuse me. Reload the shotgun, Andy. Come on. That's the angle we want. No, that's not the angle we want. Hang on a minute. No, there's a girder there. Okay, no, this is the angle we want. There's the bathroom door. Sorry. That's the angle we want. There's the bathroom door. So you can see anyone pushing down this hallway towards bathroom door, and obviously the other way around as well. That took longer than I anticipated. This hatch. Do you reinforce this hatch? If you're playing workshop, I would probably say yes, and I think you probably should play workshop. Well, you sort of have to on this side. But yeah, I would probably reinforce this hatch and reinforce that hatch. And the people that play upstairs, you sort of know that you're going to be up here and probably going to lose your life, but it's just how long can you be up here, get the odd pick or two, waste as much time as you can before you're forced downstairs or you die. But that is bathroom towers, and oh, we haven't talked about one of the reinforcements over here, which is this one as well. Don't just let them buck or sledge through here, because they go right into cover behind here. So yeah, got to reinforce that one. This one not as important because it can be seen by a ton of different places, but that one sort of tucked away. Always make sure you reinforce that as well. So that's it. You can also get the, like we talked about on the previous site, if you are in bathroom, you can hold that jump in below for the office single window. But yeah, I do like the site, although I do think it's an easy site to attack. Definitely want to be watching out for this hatch drop and the walk into towers late on though.
And so the next site is downstairs here in ventilation and workshop. The ventilation being the room here. This is actually called server room if you look down at the compass. And only when it gets to about this line here do we swap over to workshop. So yeah, it's sort of separated by this wall you can see here and this door that hasn't got anything in the frame. But anyway, starting with vents, I suppose we'll start over here. And we make a rotate in the corner, but we make a hole further to the right as well. We'll come on to that in a second. We've reinforced this wall. Reason being is what you'll find a lot of attackers doing is standing outside this window and just spraying through this this wall. They can end up cutting off quite a lot of the site. You know, if you were stood here behind this wall or anything like this, you could also, if you wanted to, reinforce this wall. The only thing is, it gives them then 2 reinforced walls to plant up against. And having these feet holes here is really useful for if somebody walks in vents and you're here. So yeah, over in vents, I only reinforce one wall. If you wanted to reinforce this one to be double safe so they couldn't just fire on this angle here, I don't think you'd be a million miles away from being bob on, but for me, I just like keeping that one soft because I like the feet holes. Then we go into server. Hatch open. Again, we'll go upstairs and we'll go over that in a second. And then towards the back of workshop, we've got to rotate into bathroom, and we've reinforced the back 2 walls of bathroom. So what we're doing here is essentially extending workshop into bathroom. So rather than reinforcing here and having this as sort of the last line of the defense of the site, we extend it out to there. But then, of course, we've got to think about the hatch. We've got to think about this door as well. Back in workshop, we've got the hatch soft. Again, I'll talk about everything that's above when we go above in a second, because they're much like the bathroom towers site. This also relies on defending above quite a bit. You've got the 2 walls here that go into what we call blue, reinforced as well. And then we'll go upstairs. Oh, and this one, sorry, from supply. This is the same reason as why we reinforced this wall, but just a different angle. If this wall is soft, you can imagine if someone's in supply, they can cut off all the way from the supply, all the way back here. If you're ever attacking this site and someone doesn't reinforce that wall, go and play Buck or play someone like Ash or someone and open that wall. And you can look how far back into workshop you can hold from just being in supply. So the defenders just get a line cut through the side for them. It's not nice to play against, so I always reinforce that. Then we go upstairs. Oh, by the way, if you wanted to, you can jiggle these reinforcements around and reinforce jail, because it's such an easy entry point for attackers. It means they don't have to walk through a door, you know, they just play Buck and open this up early doors. So if you wanted to jiggle the reinforcements and reinforce these 2, I wouldn't be against that either, to be honest with you. Especially in higher elo. So we come upstairs to armory. We've reinforced the 2 armory walls, and we've reinforced the wall at the back of office. And that's because there's a window on the other side. So again, we don't just want attackers opening... Oh, shoot, the radio. Can't believe I haven't done that. We don't just want attackers sitting on this window, spraying a hole through this wall here,
And then all that's going to do is, if we run around this side, is give them a line of sight all the way through again, through the top floor, just splitting it in half completely. Makes it a bit of a nightmare to defend. So when we're upstairs, we've got the server hatch open, always. Feet holes here for the breach. Again, much like when we're defending upstairs, similar sort of theory. Defending upstairs, you've got to open this hatch. The attackers don't really get a lot from you opening this hatch. Like, they don't really get a good angle on much. You can maybe see that door, but you can't really see much at all. Obviously, you can drop the hatch, but that's kind of what you want them to do late round, because you want them to force them down a choke point, and you can just hold the hatch. But always open that one. The workshop hatch is another question. I think it's better open because I prefer defending from above. However, if you then lose above, if you lose control above, you've got both hatches open for them, and it is a bit easier. So if you wanted to reinforce this one in lower ranks, no offense, and I have to be brutally honest because the game is different lower down the elo ladder, I would reinforce this lower down the elo ladder. Like if you were in sort of bronze, copper, bronze, silver, gold. And when you get to sort of plat, I would think about opening this, but anything else, I would probably reinforce that. Otherwise, you're giving the attackers a little bit too much, and you've got to sort of rely on yourself staying alive above. To quote the Bee Gees, staying alive. Right, a couple of vert holes to look at from above even, sorry. That's the vent door from the, in fact, I can show you on the default cam here, actually. Default, this one. So that's the front door, just there, and this is the door that looks at ventilation. Great for holding late on. The thing is, these holes are great, but usually this breach is probably going to get opened if they attack above. Again, high reload will definitely do that. This will look at vents window from here, so you can just hold the vents window from below. Why do I keep saying below? You can hold the vents window from above. Obviously, you could hold the walk into server from the hatch, which is really, really useful as well. And then back here, you've got the hatch to look at. You can make an easier line of sight if you want to watch that bathroom rotate from this side or from that side, depending on which way you want to look at it. And then also just a generic line of sight. Let's do it there, actually. That's better. So look at the back corner of workshop, because this is quite a common plan spot late on. But that's pretty much it. Again, much like bathroom towers, you don't really need to do anything above or anything below when it comes to this side, that side of the map. Draw a line down here again, and everything that side, you don't really need to do anything with it. This is why, I mean, I'll talk about it on the next site actually, but the reason the custom site isn't very good is because to defend above, you've got to defend server, because the site is like below here. And to defend this room, look how open it is. There's no cover anywhere. Compare that to trying to defend around here. Look at all the cover around here. Trying to defend around here. Look at all the cover around here. Much easier to defend above here than it is over on server. That's why the other side's not great. Yeah, that's about it really. One thing I don't see people doing, which is a great angle on attack. If this wall is soft and the hatch is open, you can open a bit of that wall, open the door, and you get a really, really nice angle from behind the bomb here, which is where people will often hang around. You get a really nice cut-off through workshop by just being on this angle. Instead of being on here where you can't see as far back, you can be... Excuse me, what am I trapped on here? You can be outside here, holding a really nice angle into workshop, holding the cut-off between this door here. And that's it, really. Make sure you hold above. Look out for the common plant spots. Obviously, you could also look at making vert around here as well, because there's another common plant spot behind that table, which is there. And again, the same this side of the table. Excuse me, I'll have to reload briefly. The other side of the table, which is there as well. These videos must be costing Smoke an absolute fortune in shotgun pallets, because I'm going through 40, 50 a clip here. But yeah, that's the vent site. Not as good as bathroom, in my opinion, but it's better than customs. It's a damn sight better than customs, which we'll go on to next. So on to customs then and supply. First thing we'll do is shoot the speaker. We don't get to say speaker very often. Right then, we'll start over in jail, I think, and work our way across. We reinforce the two jail walls. Remember, this is soft above, so trying to keep this this wall like closed throughout the round is pretty tough going, because you can just open that and nade over the top. Be super careful of some absolute rats, especially buck and sledge players, that will rappel outside, make a hole in this, and then just sit on a rappel angle looking at this or looking at that. You've got to be super careful. If you see that that's open, there's probably someone going to be on rappel there. You can even make a punch hole in it if you're a complete rat, so just be careful. Over here in supply, we've made feet holes all the way across this wall. I never used to do this. I used to reinforce a couple of these, but then I thought, well, you can't really get an angle from this window particularly well, like you can in vents like we talked about. Like, like there is the only one.
Can't really get a great angle. And as a defender, how often are you realistically going to be in this room? You're not, are you? You're not going to be holding from this room. You might bob in here to hold the window every now and then, but you're not going to be stood like anywhere really near here trying to defend this way. If you've been pushed back into this room, the site's already probably lost. We have a rotate here just so we're closer to the door, so we don't have to go all the way around. But just so if you do need to get in and out of here, you can sort of go in there. You can bob around that way. You can hold the feet holes down towards the double door down there if you need to. This is a key place to play here in small office, or customs desk as it's called. Everyone calls it small office. We've reinforced the hatch above it. We'll go upstairs in a minute and talk about that. We've got the right side of this reinforced and the back wall of this reinforced. And we've got the window we can peek out towards waiting on. We can see the window over here towards the passport reinforced walls, which will quite often be opened. And we've got head holes here to look towards jail if anyone was to come in through jail. Got the window and the door there. And you can also use this hole above that I've made to throw smokes over towards those passport double doors. And also if you want to, you can obviously throw smokes that way as well. All of these feet holes are going to give you great info if anyone jumps in the supply window, which again is a super common thing to do. One of the best angles you can hold to stop that from happening is here. You can see the supply window jumping from here. You can also, if you want to, make a hole higher up. And if you're completely free upstairs, you can now hold the window from above. Obviously, standing here late in the round, there is pretty dangerous. This 90 is one of the most common places for anyone to be found. But these are all ways that you can help yourself. That's not going to help the attackers at all. Like, an attacker isn't going to jump through that window. Bear with me. An attacker isn't going to jump through this window and start looking up these stairs. It's just not going to do it. He's going to jump through the window and be worried about what's going on over here. And at this point, you can either fry him from the feet holes, from that head hole, or even from the small office feet holes that I've made. So, over to the other side of passport. We've made feet holes for the passport walk-in, which is here. Playing around... Get rid of the radio. Playing around here isn't a bad shout at the start of the round, because people will try and walk in passport pretty quickly. I feel like I can't see their reinforcement. Oh, I can now. I can just see the pins there. I thought you normally see a pin from there. Hang on a minute. Yeah, okay, fine. I thought that pin would be further down. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Let's just nip upstairs. Like I said when we were talking about the vent site, this site is even harder to hold because border relies on a lot of vertical hold to make defending successful. Whereas if you're upstairs here, all the vertical you can hold from here is so difficult to do because you've got a door here, a window here, and a door here, and no cover in the middle. It's not like an office where you've got like bookcases and things to hide behind. You've got nothing here apart from this one area. Now over here, we have made the same rotators that we've made when we're defending the top floor. Just so you can defend this for a little while if you want to. You can make those same feet holes here as well if you want. I've got one more shotgun shell left. And you can hold those feet holes here, and then you can move out of here and push back this way if you need to. But just be careful. This rotate maybe isn't necessary, but I'll put it in just in case. This one definitely is, so you can get out of here and get away if you need to. But I would definitely recommend starting by defending at least 1 or 2 people up here in server, CCTV, whatever you want to call it. Security room according to the compass. We've also made verta here for the passport walk-in. That's the passport door there. We made the feet holes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see them. Probably not. Not quite. Oh, you can just see them there. They're the feet holes that... Oh, excuse me. They're the feet holes that we made on the other side. But playing here is what I do a lot. If you ever watch me streams, twitch.tv/ALittleton, chat, I'm available now. You'll have seen me hiding here because people don't drone it. They drone in from break room and just go around here, and they don't ever loot there. The only problem is if you do get droned, you are kind of pinched. But that's the customs and supply site. I'm not a big fan. You also need someone to be playing in this direction, by the way, and they can also hold. You know, we talked about that wall the other way around. Well, now we can do the opposite thing as a defender. We can now hold into supply from here if we need to. But you definitely need someone here in workshop and servers as well. I would probably play like 1 small office. Probably play 1 just floating around jail and supply, but don't stay here. You just play at the start of the round, get a few drones out of this drone hole, and then move back maybe. Probably 1 or 2 in customs. I know 1 in customs probably. 2 above, and then 1 over in workshop is what I would probably start with. But yeah, it's not an easy side to defend. All of this ceiling is soft. So if they take a ram, they can just open a decent chunk of that ceiling. You can plant anywhere in here, obviously, of course. They could plant in supply as well, but hopefully these feet holes would stop that from happening. Not one of my least favorite sides to play, to be honest. It's just not fun. There's angles everywhere. It's really tough to defend as a defender, I was going to say. Then, well, obviously, it's not going to be tough to defend as an attacker. Don't forget you can C4 and smoke over the top of these walls if you hear someone in passport as well. So there we have it, Border for 2025, one of the modernized maps that came out with Siege X. We didn't really talk about map ingredients in that too much, but I don't think they're as prevalent in Border as they are in Bank and Clubhouse. But anyway, there we go. Hopefully that'll give you some pointers in the right direction to give you an advantage when defending Border. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's definitely attacker-sided, so don't get too beat up if you're not winning as many defenses as you do on other maps. I am going to make a couple of attacking videos, how to attack Border in the coming days. Don't worry about that in the coming days. It's not going to be the coming days, in the coming weeks maybe. Thanks as always for getting involved with the channel. I really, really appreciate it. I can't stress enough how much I mean that. I really do appreciate it. There's been a lot more sort of comments recently, which really helps boost the channel, and I'm really grateful for that. Pressing that like button, and where's the camera? Like button, which is that side of the video, I think, depending whether you're on mobile or not, I don't know. Just press that thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, don't press the thumbs up. But if it's helped, press the thumbs up, because it doesn't cost you anything. It takes literally 0.5 of a second, and it really helps the video boost up in YouTube's algorithm. So thank you ever so much for getting involved with the channel, and I'll see you next time. All the very best.